Hello, I'm Rachel from Recreating Happiness, and today I'm going to be rolling out my cinnamon roll recipe. It's gotten a little tricky, I think, for everybody. First step is to just cover your surface with handy wrap. It's a little wasteful, but it makes your life way, way easier. So, I just happen to be lucky enough to have a board that is the perfect size for rolling out my cinnamon rolls. Okay, I'm just gonna, I actually have to use 2 layers to fully cover the board. Alright, now all I do is I just tuck it under so it'll hold it tight. Just like that. Alright, I have my prepared dough here. And just a moment, almost forgot the tapioca flour. You just want to sprinkle it here and there. You really cannot use, well, I suppose you could use too much, but it's okay to be liberal here. Okay, sprinkle with tapioca flour. Alright, so I'm just going to dump my dough out here into the center. Alright, now we're going to cover the top of it with more plastic wrap. And again, it's going to take 2 sheets to fully cover it. Alright, you can kind of tuck it under. Sometimes you need to pick it back up and adjust it a little bit as you roll it out. Okay, now I'm just going to roll it out. Doesn't have to be perfect. You're just kind of trying to get a square, well, rectangle shape best you can. Ends up being about probably about a ½ inch thick, maybe a little less. Okay, now we have it all rolled out, and I'm going to take off my top layer. Untuck all this, maybe. And it should just peel right off. It shouldn't stick much, if at all. Mine doesn't really stick. Alright, at this point we're going to put on our butter. Yes, I know it's an atrocious amount of butter, but if you want your cinnamon rolls to taste like Cinnabon style, you got to use all the butter. Otherwise you can cut back a little bit. Okay, what I do is I usually just kind of put some big chunks here and there, and then I'll go back and spread it out thinner. You want to get to just about, about an inch from all the sides. Still got a little bit more to go. Okay. you're just going to spread it out over the entire thing. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just try to get it somewhat even. Okay, now that we have it all spread out, I've got my brown sugar and cinnamon already mixed together, and I'm going to sprinkle it all over. You can see why these are special occasion cinnamon rolls. We have these every Christmas. And you can make this part the night before. So usually on Christmas Eve, I make this part, I get them to the point where they're rolled up and they're in the pie plate, and then I just cover them up, put them in the fridge, I cook them in the morning while we're opening presents. And I'm just going to spread it all around. Alright. Got my cinnamon in there. And now for the fun part, not that most people would probably say that, I guess, but of rolling them up. And you can actually just use the plastic wrap to sort of help you with this. What I do is I just kind of, you're going to get as tight of a roll as you can. But if it starts to really, if it doesn't seem tight enough to you, do not go back and try to redo it. Been there, done that, if it doesn't work. And you can just pull it across. Just like this. Just be careful that the plastic wrap doesn't get caught up in the edges. Just like that. And I'm getting close to my edge. So I can actually grab this bottom piece. It's a little caught here. I can actually just kind of use it to quickly scoot the whole thing over so it's easier to work with. Okay? And you can just seal the edges just lightly. Just like that. Okay. What I like to do at this point is sprinkle a little bit more tapioca flour. It is your friend when you are rolling out any sort of gluten-free, sticky anything. I use it like crazy on my pizza crust when I'm rolling that one out. It works wonders, and it's so much better than rice flour. Rice flour gives you that grainy texture, and you don't get that at all from the tapioca flour. Okay, so at this point, we're just going to slice them. Get my knife here. I like to dip my knife in the tapioca flour too. Not sure it really does that a whole lot, but it makes me feel better. I'm going to split it into 8 slices. Okay? We'll go here. And it is pretty sticky at this point. So if you need to, definitely flour your hands as well. Now I'm going to flour mine real good before we put it in the pan. Flour my hands and get my pan. It's already been prepared. I greased it and floured it lightly with rice flour. And at this point, we're just gonna, I try to get my pan as close as possible. The less distance I have to go, the better. And you can, the first one's always the hardest. And a lot of stuff's gonna fall out of it. That's okay. Enough will stay in there too. I lost that one a little bit. My hands are getting sticky. Just go back to a little tapioca flour. And one by one, just gonna pick them up, put them in the pipe. Just like that. I'm not sure, some of these got cut all the way through. You can also put them in the fridge just beforehand, but before you put them in your pan. It does help a little bit, but I'm impatient. I want my cinnamon rolls. They don't look super pretty going in, but they sure taste good coming out. There we go. And at that point, I'm just going to put them in a 350-degree oven, cook them, and when they come out, I put my icing on them.